Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. What a beautiful Sunday morning it is here this morning. Last night, the wife came home. I thought she was going to tell me I was the biggest idiot ever, but she just told me how refreshing it smelled out in the yard. So I used all that decaf coffee we got in a loop load and sprinkled it on all the ice around the house. And it smells like Sunday morning out here, that's for sure. And nobody's slipping on the ice. Who knew? I wasn't sure if that was going to work out. I did all the way from the shop all the way down to the chicken house, so guys not doing the old Cirque du Soleil to go feed the chickens. That's pretty good. But today I think we're going to go, well, I shouldn't say I think, I know. We're going to go to Spring Lake. We're going to go to the ski hill there. And I'm not looking forward to this because of how icy it is. I'm thinking that might be a challenge for me. But I'm going to try to go down that hill and try not to kill myself, essentially. Well, it looks like I might need to get some more coffee grounds. You can see I got them sprinkled here, but right there up against where the deck is, where we shovel the snow off the deck, and there's a bit of a pile. The wife tried to unload some stuff out of her car, wearing, of course, slippers or Crocs or whatever, right? Not exactly built for traction. Steps on that downward slope and just rams right into the deck. So I don't think she'll be skiing today. That's too bad. Decided I'm gonna cheat. Instead of walking around the yard, taking my life in my hands, I'm gonna drive across the yard, cut down the walking time by at least 75%. I'm gonna feed the dog, pen him up, so he's not naughty while we're gone today. And then I gotta take a picture of the old greenhouse frame there. I say old, but we just put this up here last year. And a fella I know at work, he's gonna try and convert an old shop, basically strip all the tin off of it and then put plastic up. But you can get one of these at the Ritchie Brothers sale for like $2,000, $2,500. That thing, I mean, it took a couple days to put it all together and a little bit of prep work and everything like that. So there's a little bit of work behind it. But if you're thinking about, taking something you've already got and taking it apart and then trying to rebuild it, sometimes the work is just less to buy something that's designed and fit for purpose. It's already fairly, although it's not cheap, when you do the math, it is actually quite economical already. I'm also happy to report that the little water trough with the stock water heater that I put the nuts all over the cable has been a success. It has been a significant success. The dog hasn't been able to chew it at all. So that's a win. So that might be a future endeavor here. Anytime we got to replace one because it gets burnt out or whatever, is that we might just immediately cut the cord end off, put a whole bunch of nuts on it, and then put a new cord end on. Because a new cord end for $6 is a lot cheaper than replacing a $125 water heater every time the dog chews on it. I also got to figure out what I'm going to do in the barn here in the short term because I got to get the rams in. So I'm going to bring everybody in, split the ewes off from the rams or the rams off from the ewes. Not sure if it's going to be A or B, but regardless, one's got to get separated from the other. But I don't have enough panels in here right now because all the panels are out. We're using them for the dog run for when we keep him penned up when we go to town or whatever, or go to work. So I either got to justify $3,600 for a whole other set of panels for the barn, or figure out an unconventional way to do it. I think I got enough panels in here that I could make a pen right inside the doorway here. If I open up the doorway, sprinkle some grain and get them all in. And if I had a second set of hands, maybe I can convince the wife to come out and help me. And split them off, push the rams out into here, which isn't ideal because I don't have the hay protected or that bag of grain. But if it's just, short duration quickly, I got to leave the ewes here. I can't kick them out because if I let the rams out and then they go around and then they just see that the ewes are right there on the outside, they're not going to go anywhere. So I got to keep the ewes contained in the barn, let the rams out, and then walk them with a bucket of grain across the yard to the little paddocks in behind the shop. I don't think I have the time or the resources to be able to execute this today, unfortunately. Not at the same time as have family time. And sometimes you got to realize, although farming comes first, it can only come first so many times before the family says, hey, we need we need to see dad once in a while too. And if I want to convince him to come out here and help me work sheep, then I'm gonna have to do my part and go learn how to ski, unfortunately. I forgot to get eggs yesterday, so we've got enough. We've got enough. I think we're gonna have to have egg salad sandwiches, deviled eggs, or maybe make a quiche. And there'll be enough left over to have some custard for dessert here today. Anyways, just got done feeding the chickens there and collecting all the eggs and walking by the shop. And I got a bunch of milk in yesterday's loop load. And now milk, if we had pigs, that would be an absolute godsend, right? The pigs would just lap that right up. But we don't have any pigs right now. Well, the ones we have are, I was gnawing on them for breakfast this morning. I had some lovely bit of sausage I made there last weekend, actually, so that was good. But yeah, we got nothing to feed the milk to other than, you know, give a little bit to the dog. But we don't get to give them too much because they'll get diarrhea. And we give a little bit to the cats, but I mean, we only got a couple cats, so right there, just sitting outside, we got 4 gallons of milk, and I think I got 4 more gallons inside. So what do you do with all that? I got to thinking maybe making cottage cheese or something like that. Not for our consumption, but the chickens. Like the chickens would just lap cottage cheese up like it was nobody's business. So I'm gonna have to look up a recipe and figure out how to make this. Unless any one of our viewers already has one, can give me some tips and tricks on how to successfully make cottage cheese. That's 1%. We see quite a bit. We get 1%. We get like the lactose-free milk. That's another one that comes in. So we're back home here now from Spring Lake, the ski hill, and it didn't go well. I'm on the injured list here, big time. I'm not sure if it was a cartwheel or a starfish, or if it was a cartwheeling starfish. Anyways, here's some footage. You'll see exactly how it is, but basically, from my right ass cheek to my inner thigh, all down to way to my knee, is just wrecked. I took a tumble and ski didn't come unclipped, and basically one leg splayed out this way and then did that with a ski attached. So things hurt. Things definitely hurt today. Anyways, let's have a look.